I canceled the corporate card my brother-in-law swipes for his side jobs. So I run a small contracting business, nothing huge, maybe 8 guys on payroll. My wife's brother Denny came on 2 years ago because she begged me to give him a shot after he lost his last job. I set him up with a company card so he could buy materials on the fly instead of texting me every time he needed a box of screws. Simple. That's what it was for. Denny's fine at the actual work, I'll give him that. Shows up mostly on time, does clean drywall. But about 6 months in, I started noticing the card statement getting weird. Home Depot runs on Saturdays when we didn't have a job. A tile order that didn't match anything we were building. I asked him about it once and he said, oh, that was for the Miller place, except we finished the Miller place in spring. He just kind of laughed and said he must have mixed it up. I let it go. My wife said I was being paranoid, that Denny would never do that to family. So I let it go. Then last month I'm doing the books with my accountant Rita, and she pulls up a chart of the card spending and goes, you know, a third of this doesn't tie to any invoice, right? A third. We're talking thousands. I sat there feeling stupid because I'd been signing off on it without really looking. I started digging. Turns out Denny had been running his own little side jobs on weekends. Bathroom remodels, deck stuff, cash under the table, and buying every bit of material on my card. My tools, my lumber, my account. Then pocketing the whole payment. He'd been doing it for the better part of a year. I didn't say anything to him. I just called the card company on a Tuesday and killed it. Cut it dead, no warning. It's Denny, and he's at a supply yard with a full order loaded and the card's declining. He's whisper yelling into the phone. Hey, something's wrong with the card. They keep saying declined. Can you call them? I said nothing's wrong with it. I canceled it. Long pause. Then, why would you do that? I've got a whole order here, man. That order for a company job? I asked, because I don't have anything on the books for today. He got quiet. Then he goes, it's just some personal stuff. I'll pay it back. Come on, don't make this a thing at the register. So you're standing in a supply yard buying personal materials on my company card, and I'm the one making it a thing. He switched real fast. Started saying I was overreacting, that everybody borrows a little here and there, that I was acting like a boss instead of family. That line got me. Like being family was supposed to buy him a year of stealing from me. I told him to put the order back and I hung up. He showed up at my house that night. My wife let him in before I could get to the door, and she's already got her arms crossed at me like I'm the problem. Denny's standing in my kitchen going, you embarrassed me in front of the whole yard. You couldn't just text me. I said, you want to talk about a text? You could have texted me any of the 40 times you swiped my card for jobs you were pocketing cash on. My wife's head kind of snapped toward him. She goes, what jobs? And Denny, I swear, he looks at her and says, it's contractor stuff, you wouldn't get it. That was the wrong thing to say to her. She's the one who does the invoices with Rita. She knows exactly what our jobs are. She said, show me the deck you built on Bell Street. On his card. Denny didn't have an answer. He just kept looking at me like I was supposed to bail him out, like I always had. I put a folder on the counter. Rita had printed everything, every off-book charge lined up against the calendar. I slid it toward him and said, you can pay it back on a plan or I hand this to a lawyer. Those are the options. Family rate is the plan. He said I was choosing money over my own wife's brother. Every Saturday for a year, you chose. My wife picked up the folder before he could touch it, held it against her chest, and told him to go home. He's on the payment plan now. First check cleared last Friday.